All right, hi. So it is Wednesday, March 27th. See if you guys can see that. There we go. I think I just came up with a riff that may be able to be used in the soundtrack work that I'm about to do. All I know so far, and I know nothing else, is that they want something Neil Schon, Journey-esque. And so I just had that in mind and came up with this riff just now. So I don't know what it's going to do from there. But, so the only thing I like so far is that. Anyways, I don't know what the hell to do with it. So let's find out. This is the first time I've ever done something like this, where we're going to actually find out if this thing works out or not. So, I can't wait to, I kind of just want to fast forward to the end of the movie and see if the song's any good. And now for something completely different. So I just read over some notes for this soundtrack, and while it's Journey, it's oddly enough an album that I had when I was 15, 16 years old. It came out in 1980. Same age as my son is right now, actually, ironically, called Dream After Dream. Now, Neil Schon's guitar is dripping with chorus. Stereo chorus effect, and so I came down and turned on my stereo chorus effect and promptly turned it back off again. The story itself is an interesting story in that it's both sad and hopeful. It reminds me of a piece of music that I used to teach in the documentary Murder Ball. And in Murder Ball, it's there's a moment where in the opening where the American team, wheelchair rugby team, loses. But at the same time that they lose, this other team wins. And so this music has to convey this sorrow of losing, even as it conveys the hope and joy of winning. Because both things are happening simultaneously.
It was really an exciting thing. Congratulations. Don't look so sad. There's going to be other tournaments.
This is the first thing that came to my mind when I started to do this song. So rather than go minor or major, it's sort of not major and not minor, but somewhere in the middle. Hey there. Okay, so it is the April 1st, April Fool's Day, and I had a colonoscopy today. So they gave me, they knocked me out with propofol, and so I'm probably still a little high. So I thought, hey, great idea, let's go play spacey guitar. So that's what I've done. And the theme that I came up with originally kept resolving to A, and I really hated that it kept resolving to A. I liked most of the moves, but it kept resolving to A, so I thought today it might be good to try to figure out a couple extra parts. And so I came up with this other part that I'll play through right now that I'm not really sure where it all knits in yet, but I'm pretty sure this is a key move that's going to happen in this piece. So. So I think out of that, at the end of that back to that. I don't know how to get to that.
And as soon as he saw what was on Beth's lap, it was the biggest smile I'd ever seen on my son's face. That we had clothes, sheets, blankets, pillows. Pillows are a big thing with her. Big thing. She always tries to make sure that when a child gets a house, that they can lay their head down at night and sleep. And I have to agree, it's one of the greatest experiences ever, is knowing that my children were not only sleeping in their own room, but that they had everything that they needed. And it changed our lives, and we never had to worry about being homeless ever again after that.
The next story I was asked to do, The Chain is Broken, was one that initially had another piece of music written for it. The author of the story, Danessa, however, had something else in mind. So this story came to me with a request that was even more specific than the one I had gotten from Terry. It was to be inspired by the music of Lauren Daigle, specifically the song You Say. I found the song on YouTube and understood why Danessa wanted this song. It builds, it's tense, it opens up into a triumphant celebration of life. It's hopeful. It's also 4.5 minutes in length. However, Danessa's story ran nearly 10 minutes. But it seemed to me that the modularity of the song and the building nature of its hopeful story could be refashioned to work with Danessa's story. Here are my major takeaways from listening to You Say. A simple major chord movement, a melody that bounces on a single note, a drum beat that enters the song midway, and a dynamic build that features breakdown moments, quiet interludes that punctuate the full production moments. So it felt like I had something to work with. There was only one problem. The primary instrumental voice of You Say is the piano. I don't play piano. However, I have a piano, and it had been recently tuned, so I decided to write a song on guitar and then teach myself to play it on piano. I could do it. I believed. So, I grabbed a guitar. Something like that. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. That would be the chorus bass line. I made some changes from what I had heard in You Say. Most importantly, I slowed the tempo to 60 beats per minute. I wanted the track to behave like a clock, literally counting out the seconds, and voiced that with a piano chiming a single note throughout what I heard to be the most tense moments of Danessa's story. Danessa's story is one of starts and stops, of progress and setbacks. I wanted the music to convey the tension of these setbacks like a clock, accentuating each and every tense second of the setback until its release into the resolution of the tension in the story. I also used these moments to signpost developments in the story, ones that would resolve to musical interludes that matched the development of the story. Instrumentally, I used strings and then electric guitar to voice the melody of the composition. You may notice that the lead guitar track, Purple, is largely one solid track with only 2 edits on the right-hand side of the screen. That's because I can actually play guitar. However, the strings are built. That is, I programmed the strings to be played electronically. You may even notice that while the track listing to the left specifies Smart Strings, the top of the actual green track data specifies Drummer. That's because I programmed the electronic strings to be triggered by the drum program since I didn't have an electronic keyboard. In similar fashion, I built the piano track, piecing together snippets of parts I actually played, distributed across 4 tracks, that could have been won if I knew how to play piano. But that seemed to fit this story. Danessa's story is all about building a family, building a home, building a life. It's also a story of workarounds. The musical composition was built of a few basic parts. What builds across the 10 minutes of the work is not additional musical components, but layers of instrumentation, each adding not only more musical voices, but critically, more powerful musical voices. The refrain of Lauren Daigle's song is I Believe. Danessa's story is an expression of her belief, a belief in herself and in her family, a belief that was tested again and again and again. The music track attempts to help Danessa's soft voice tell her powerful story.
At last, my love had come along. A single mother of 13 years now stood at the altar before the love of her life. Vows to stay the course through sickness and in health, through times of plenty and times of lack are exchanged. A sense of security and stability overtakes her as she stares into his eyes, and the words, I do, roll off her lips, and everything is sealed with a kiss. What a monumental moment this is. Two families being merged together as one. What once was a family of 3 has now become a family of 7, soon to be 8, she smiles as she places her hand on her stomach. What could possibly go wrong? Little did she know that what she was so proud of, a big family, would be the cause of their first bout with homelessness. Thus begins my story. Home was being made in a 3-bedroom, project-based voucher apartment when a letter was received stating that due to overcrowding of the unit, we would have to vacate the premises within the next 3 months. Surprised, because in our minds, we had made it work. 3 boys in 1 room, 4 when our other son came to visit, our daughter with her own, then us with the anticipation of sharing our room with our soon-to-be new baby girl and crib. 8 months pregnant, we found ourselves homeless, living in the upstairs portion of another family's home because unfortunately, as we soon found out, housing and affordability for our family size was truly hard to find. There was a sense of urgency with the baby soon to come and worry began to set in. I surely did not want to bring a new baby home to someone else's house. Thankfully, after 2 weeks of doubling up, we were able to find a 4-bedroom through a rental agency, and within a few weeks we were living as one stable unit again. All seemed to be well for a year and a half. We built a life of security, of course with the typical bumps in the road that were expected of a blended family that was full of teens, preteens, and now a baby. My husband was the breadwinner, and I got to live my dream as a stay-at-home mom. Who could ask for more?